And we are live. And we are here with the one and only Josh, who is already overbooked. Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing Mike. How are you? How are you doing?
You're doing Mike.
Oh, that never ends up well. Well, so far so good. It's Wednesday only. Feels like it should be Friday, but we'll get there.
And if you haven't twigged on this already, this is our second booktuber in a row, back-to-back nights with booktubers. So we'll see how you stack up against Nico.
Oh, I can't listen. You put the best first. That's very unfair for me because Nico's the man.
Yeah, you got to follow that. Sorry.
I know. You should put me first. I've been an opener for Nico. That would have been great.
So, Josh, what are you reading currently?
Oh, I am reading actually 3 books right now. Reading The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I know you guys aren't a huge fan, but I am reading The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I'm reading Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio, and I'm reading it's Dave Lawson's book. He's an indie author, The Envoys of War. So I'm reading Envoys of War by Dave. So
how do you like Envoys of War?
It's good so far. It's very, very good.
So do you like Corden or not?
I like Corden, yeah. I have no problem with the guy.
Because that seems to be the lightning rod there. I thought Corden was hysterical. There are people who just absolutely hate him. And I'm like, why? Corden is awesome.
Yeah.
We got EL in here. Let's see how long it takes him before he gets chucked out.
Yeah, I think The Devils is good so far. To be honest, it's not my favorite Joe Abercrombie book so far, but it's good. It's definitely has a lot of poop jokes and poop humor.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, is it just? I would think a little would go a long way in the poop joke genre.
Nope. He finds a way to keep pulling more out of you,
so to speak. Yeah, I don't know. I got to read more, I guess.
So, what was I going to say?
Yep.
I don't know.
Josh, Mike, has been doing his show since when, Josh?
Since October. I started in October of 24.
October of 24, 7 months. And he's got like 20 more subscribers than we have already.
Yep.
We should just quit.
We picked up another one yesterday. We're up to 414 now.
Oh, well.
We broke through 413. We got there and we lost 2 and got back and lost 1. And so we've broken the 413 barrier. So it's on and onward.
That hill gets me every time I get really excited. I'm like, I got 5. And then I wake up the next day. I'm like, I lost 8. All right. I don't know what I did.
It's like it's not that you're not putting out content,
I try to put stuff out. I get a good bit and I get excited. It's why I stopped going through and like posting like I finally hit this number, because as soon as I did that once and then it just like fell and I was like, now I look like a liar.
Yes.
And let's just answer this for everyone here right now. How is it that you have not reviewed my books of your own accord yet?
I'm a terrible booktuber. That's it.
And what is the title of your book, of your channel? Already overbooked, maybe?
I'm already overbooked. Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
I want to get there, but I have a lot.
That was a well placed name. Good branding there.
So yeah, so it's kind of funny how when I was thinking of a name, I had a list of names. I was kept going inside, talk to the wife. I'm like, what about this name? What about this name? She hated them, every single one. And she's the boss. So I was at work and I was complaining about work. And I said, man, why do they keep putting more things on my calendar? Can't they tell that I'm already overbooked? And then that's when my wife was like, there you go. There's your channel name. And I was like, I get it now. Good catch. It was just me complaining in the kitchen. And then I just said the name and there we go. Here we are.
So you really thought of it. It was actually your idea. You're the one that enunciated the words.
I said the words and she just called it out for me. Hey, use that.
That is a very politic thing to do. Well done.
So I will tell you, I looked up your channel and you put already overbooked and it came up right away. Do you know what happens if you put Bald&Balding in?
A lot of bald heads. Yes, I was trying to. So I was talking with the wife last night, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be on Bald&Balding," and she's like, "I can't find it." I'm like, "Give me your phone," and I typed it in. And I'm like, "This is not it. I'm not going to be on any of these stuff."
Isn't that the worst when you do that to your wife? It's like, "Give me your phone. I'll find it, woman." And you're like, "Oh shit, I can't find it either."
It happens so much. It happens so much. Where I'm like, I'll figure it out, and I'm like, crap, I can't figure it out.
It's like when they ask you to find something in the fridge. It's not there. Yes, it is. No, it is not. I've looked at everything in this fridge 5 times, and there it is.
Yep, it happens almost 100% of the time when she's at the grocery store. She'll call me, "Hey, can you go through and check if we have this in the fridge?" And I go, yeah. And I don't see it. It's not in here. She's like, double check. And I'm like, I don't see anything. And then she comes back. We have like 3 of them in the fridge. And I'm like,
See, what my wife would do is she would put me on FaceTime. She'd like hold it up to the fridge. Let me look around. You've got to figure that out, because otherwise you're going to be spending like $3,000 on your next refrigerator so she can call the fridge and ask what it has in it.
Oh, man. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that point yet where she has to FaceTime it, but I guess that time's coming real soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. That's your future. What do you do that you hate your job? I mean, you didn't say you hate your job. It's just, what you said was.
Yeah, I'm overbooked. Yeah, so they constantly keep me busy. So I work in project management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice. So I manage all the projects for my company I work for. A lot of fun. A lot of plates I got to keep up in the air.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
It's good. It keeps me very organized. So like the BookTube, like tracking of stuff I need to go through and get done on a weekly basis, it's actually extremely easy because I just took some of the templates that I've used for work and I'm like, okay, there we go. We have a plan structure.
You have an Excel sheet, don't you?
Oh, I love Excel spreadsheets. Yeah.
There you go, Mike.
Good man. Good man.
Like I just got on Goodreads because before I kept all my books on Excel. So it's like I have all my information on Excel. And I was like, I guess I should do the Goodreads thing. And now everyone seems like they're leaving Goodreads now and going to Fable. I'm like, I'm not switching again. I was like, I committed, and this is where I'm staying.
I think you're probably going to want to switch this once more.
You think so?
See, Goodreads has been just shite for a long time. So
yeah. I heard people talking about Tome, I think. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't keep up. I don't care.
Yeah. I'll wait until those two fight it out and see who comes out on top, and then I'll move.
And then jump ship.
Yeah. And I don't want to do this whole threads kind of thing again. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, threads, this is new, something different than X. I'll go. It's like, yeah, I got rid of that.
Yeah, it took me a while to get an X account. And then as soon as I got an X account, everyone was like, we're going to Blue Sky now. And I'm like, of course you are. Of course everyone's leaving. I'm like, so I guess whichever one I pick, everyone's going to go to the other one. So we'll just go opposites, bro. Whatever.
I'm the same way with grocery lines. If you are ever with me in a store and I get in a line, I don't care if there's only like one person in that line and the one next to it has 5. You get in the line behind the 5 and you will go through before me. It is. It's
now,
fact.
is the problem you, or is it your choice that you make?
Oh, they go hand in hand, don't they? Right? It's like I have been banned from so many, peer, friend, family groups from choosing movies that they don't let me do it. So
nice.
Okay. Speaking of movies, Josh.
Yes.
We'll jump right in here. You watch Harry Potter? Read it? You must have read it, right?
I have never read Harry Potter.
You're the one. Wow.
So
okay, never mind.
So a little bit about me. I didn't start reading until 2020. So it's only been 5 years.
How'd you get through school?
I read enough to get through school.
Oh, okay.
But like I never picked up any other book outside of what they required me to read. I was more of a movie fan growing up, so I watched like everything under the sun. And then 2020 happened and I was like, hey, there's nothing good on TV anymore. I'll
I
try.
made my way to the end of Netflix.
I'll try this book thing. So I picked up Red Rising. That was the first book I picked up. I said, "Oh man, this is actually really good." I was like, "Why is no one talking about this book?" So I went through and started looking on YouTube, looking up reviews. I saw Mike's book review talking about it. I saw Daniel Green. I saw Murph from Murphy Napier was talking about it.
Yeah.
And then I heard that and I started watching some of their stuff. And they were like talking about BookTube. And I'm like, what's this BookTube thing everyone keeps talking? Is that a different app that I need to go through and get? So I started like looking up on the App Store BookTube, trying to find what they were talking about, and realized, oh, I'm an idiot. It's a subgroup of YouTube. And then started spiraling through there, and then decided to eventually jump in.
To go from a person who does not read to a person who has a book review channel is a pretty big leap in 4 years.
I get pretty I like to dive in head first with things. So I get very obsessive about hobbies and jumping into things. So it was like, once I picked up a book, I loved it. I have not put a book down since.
So do you DNF?
All the time.
Okay, good man.
All the time.
I was looking on your page, and it was this kind of Western book, and even the headline was like, yeah, not so much, kind of, you know. So you don't hold back from the reviews when a book kind of sucks.
So the only reason I continued the book, it was True Grit. I don't know if you guys read True Grit. I heard so many great things about True Grit. Like everyone, since I started, when I picked up book, they're like, True Grit is amazing. You need to read True Grit.
Is that,
was
really, is that a really old book that the movie was based on?
Very old. Yeah, very old book.
All right. Well, that's why.
It was written extremely well. Like, it was a very well-written book. I just expected so much more from the book. When everyone's like, this is the best Western you're ever going to pick up and read, I expected the best Western I was ever going to read, and it was not. Lonesome Dove was an extremely well-written book. Loved it from start to finish. I expected True Grit to top that. So my expectations were here, and it was not there. It was still a good book. I in the comments, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not going to read this." I'm like, no, please read it. Just expect it not to be the best thing you ever picked up. And I think that's where I messed up.
It's often a lot easier, especially with movies, I think, if people just pan the movie and say, "Oh, this is just freaking awful." And if there's enough people that say that, I will go see it out of just being contrary. But what was it? Captain Marvel, right? When that came out, everybody was like, "Oh, this movie sucked," blah, blah, blah. It's like I went to it with no real expectations, and they were almost met. But it was like, okay, this isn't bad, right? It's not horrible. Marvel has done worse since. But yeah, when people really hype things up, it makes it almost impossible to go into it. I mean, my son's been telling me for years, "You've never watched The Shining? Oh my God, that's like the best movie ever, blah, blah, blah." So we sat down and watched The Shining. I'm like, it's okay. When it came out, it was probably really good. I don't know. But yeah, it's really hard to keep up with that kind of and that's why Mike doesn't sell as many books, because so many people are always talking about just how freaking exceptional they are. Yeah, Tim, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I stopped watching Marvel movies. I think Endgame was the last one. No, I watched Spider-Man was after Endgame. So I watched the new Spider-Man, and then I stopped from there. I was like, I think I'm done. Until my kids get older and they want to start watching the superhero movies. I think I'm kind of going to take a break for a little while. Or I have been taking a break. It's been years now.
I was up in Vermont back in April with my brother, and he had never seen any of them.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh my God. So, okay, we're going to sit down for a few hours and watch a couple movies, But thanks, Dave.
It's Dave. Dave, you missed it, man. We were talking about your book earlier. Mike was talking about how he reads part of the book every night before he goes to bed.
I think that's when he was talking about DNFing, wasn't it?
DNF. Sorry, I got mixed up. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No. Hey, Corden is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. I don't know how Dave came up with such an interesting character, but it's there now for everyone to read.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what kind of chaos Dave has plans for the rest of the book, because I'm almost at the halfway mark.
Nice. And Dave owes me a hardback of the Havoc, of Pawns of Havoc's, whatever.
That's so good. So good. That's what got me that's why I wanted to pick up this book. Because the Pawns, so I'm making a list of my favorite books throughout the year, and Pawns is probably one of my favorite novellas that I've read so far this year. It's so good. Not trying to hype it up too much for you, Mike. We just talked about hyping too much. It was okay. Let me rephrase. It was just okay.
I know Cork is in it. I like Cork. I was reading. I was like, man, why can't he be a main character? So I'm pretty happy once I found out. Still wondering why he didn't have a bigger role in the book, but I'll live with it. His Dave's first. He couldn't have done it perfectly the first time, or then he just had to go downward after that.
So, Josh, what attracts you to a book? I mean, if you probably get a lot of people just sending you stuff, but I mean, when you're deciding, okay, what am I going to read between 8 p.m. and midnight today? How do you figure that out from your giant pile of TBR?
Yeah, so I'm a mood reader, so that's why I got to read so many books at one time. So it really depends on my mood. But what gets me to pick up a book and say, hey, this can be one of the 3 that I might pick up, I'm looking for something that's different. I want a different vibe, a different story that hasn't been done over and over again, or even if it has the same kind of themes as books that's, some common ones is like the farm boy to hero trope. That's a common one everyone knows. What is something different that makes it pop, that it's not going to feel like, oh, I'm reading Star Wars, but with wands like Harry Potter?
Yeah. So do you have a favorite genre? Because I mean, if you just started reading a few years ago, that actually kind of works in your favor, because most people by the time they're 15 or so, they have kind of locked on to a genre that they really, really identify with.
So I am very spoiled that I don't have a favorite genre. I go through and I read everything except romance. I'm going to be very honest. I don't read romance.
That was my
I'm not
question.
trying to offend anyone that likes reading romance, Mike. If you're a big fan, I'm not trying to rag on you or anything, but
Doesn't Mike look like the kind of guy who would tear through a romance series?
I haven't read his books yet, so I don't know if that's his thing.
You know what I want now? I want to have like so-and-so pen name, go meet the author of all these romance books, and then just have me sitting in the chair, so they go around the corner and like, hi. That's what I want.
I think that'll be awesome. But yeah, I read everything, Ro. I like horror, thrillers, sci-fi, fantasy. I read nonfiction. I like it all. There's not one genre.
Dave.
It'll be my first romance book, Dave. There you go. I'll read Becoming a Druid, be my first.
So actually at a Comic-Con, I was talking to a girl and she's like, is there any romance in this book? And I'm like, yes. And she bought it. I'm like, yeah, but she dies in chapter 22. I'm probably going to get a 1-star review out of this. I sold the book.
I think you got to figure out the meaning of romance there, Michael. Any cheap, tawdry sex in this book? Well, that's what happened.
I think that's good. Just put a wig, because all the romance people, they have big, long hair. So just put a wig on, Mike, and you could be on the cover. I think it'd be awesome.
I'm almost out of these books, and then we can never talk about that again.
Oh, I won't. Okay. Never mind.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you for that. So, Josh, you saw last night.
You could say you might not know it.
So, you know the question is coming: T-Rex or Griffin?
Oh, see, I paused it. So I'm going to be honest. I was watching it last night. I paused it. I was really thinking through, and for where I live, because I live closer out in the country, I feel like a Griffin would be extremely easy to get to the grocery store rather than a big old dinosaur. That's just my 2 cents. And I think it'd be easier to take care of.
As a northerner, and you're living in Georgia?
Georgia, yep.
I saw this once years ago, and I couldn't believe it was a real thing. But you actually have a grocery store chain down there called Piggly Wiggly.
Sure do. Yep.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
So, Ro, when I actually co-opted in Ashland, Kentucky, which is on the tri-state border with West Virginia and Ohio, and it's just as terrible as you think it is, they actually had a Hoggly Woggly.
Oh, that's just someone who has no imagination whatsoever.
Hoggly Woggly. That is awesome. That's awesome. But Ro, that's not our. So we have Piggly Wiggly, which is nice, and then we also have Buc-ee's. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
No, but they are building one on I-81 coming up north, and it's freaking enormous.
It is huge, and it's the clean. I know it's weird. People are going to go through and say, but it has the cleanest bathrooms of any gas station you're ever going to go into.
Calling that a gas station, though, that's a bit of a stretch, right? Because those things are the size of a freaking Walmart.
It is literally, and there's so much beavers everywhere, and the food's pretty good. Like, I'm not a huge, hey, let me buy a burrito or a brisket at a gas station kind of guy, but when you go, you got to try it. You're gonna be like, man, this is actually really good.
It's not open yet, but I'm waiting for it to open, and I will pull over just to say I've been to it because I never have. But again, you get into that thing, right? Because I know these guys from the West Coast, and they're always banging on about Whataburger, right? Or what's the other one out there out west?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. Right? It's like, oh, these are the best burgers. It's like, no, they're absolutely not. they're at best. You know, the little diner atmosphere is kind of cool and everything, but they're not that good.
Yeah, I've never had one. I never had one.
It really is.
Not missing anything.
No, not really. I mean, Five Guys is a much better burger. They're just, 3 times as expensive as they need to be.
Yeah, we have Five Guys here, and it's good, but it's not anything I can go to often.
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about books here, right?
What's your favorite gas station?
Well, I went to Buc-ee's in South Carolina, and there were like 100 pumps, and there was not a single one free. And I had circle around and cut someone off to get in to get gas before I ran out. Doing the circle around. Yeah, crazy.
It's so good. It's so funny. So the first time I took my kids to Buc-ee's, my youngest was 1. He was 1, and I got him a Buc-ee's little stuffed animal toy, and that became his best bud. So for years, he brings Buc-ee wherever we go. So we were going down to Disney, and I said, hey, on our way down there, we're going to go to Buc-ee's house. And the kid lost his mind. It was like we were at Disney World. He was like, Buc-ee everywhere. Like it was the best. It was the best thing. He wasn't as excited when we walked to Disney as he was when he walked into Buc-ee's, because it was his best friend, and he was everywhere. So it was pretty cool.
And a whole lot cheaper than going to Disney as well.
So much cheaper. I was like, we should have just done this.
Right? Especially when they're that old, just kind of ingrain that in them, and it's like, I want to go to Buc-ee's for vacation. All right, son, if that's what you want to do.
You're gonna break the bank. We're breaking the bank for you, little man. All right, I guess we'll go to Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Just remember this when you need to get college scholarships.
Oh man.
So what's been the episode that you've done with over 100 of them now that has kind of resonated the most with people, and why were you surprised by it?
Yeah, so I started a new thing, I think it was last month, of doing a 3-part series, because I had a crazy idea. I was going through and watching Michael Crichton's Timeline. Have y'all seen Timeline or read the book Timeline? Yeah. So I was going through and watching that, and I had an idea. I was like, what if all of the Crichton stories were connected? And then I spiraled wrote some ideas out and ended up doing a 3-part series on what I called the Crichtonverse. And it was really just for me because I thought it was funny. And it actually hit, for me, at least. I think I got 700 views, which is my biggest ever.
Wow.
So I was really excited about it. And yeah, so that was very surprising. That was just me talking about nonsense. A Crichtonverse. It's a 3-part series. I explain it of how Michael Crichton's a genius and how he created a multiverse within his Crichtonverse, and everything got cut off through the multiverse after timeline. And I go through and explain it all in the
So did that really happen, or is that just how you interpret it all?
How I interpreted it.
Oh, okay. So you're one of those guys that makes shit up like that
all the time. Yeah.
I mean, just kind of like.
Yeah, you should be an author.
Well, that was my next question. I just wrote down. Any desire to write a book?
I've wrote down a few ridiculous ideas in
Those are the best.
in my book. But sitting down and actually writing a book, no, not anytime soon. Maybe once the kids get old and I have more time, maybe. But right now, it's just thinking of dumb stuff and writing it down, going, what if this happened? And I just go through and write a few things down for it.
Can you take one of those examples that's really kind of out there that you would probably, even if you did start writing a book, would never choose, and let us know what the idea is? And we can get some input from the peanut gallery here.
Yeah. So one of them, the last one I went through and wrote, I was thinking about what if a cancer drug, someone went through and was like, hey, we're testing out this drug, but it ended up giving people the ability to not die. So then the pharmacy who made it up was going to go through and trying to use it for profit. So instead of it being, oh, people can live forever, now it's like, oh, the rich get this live forever pill, but you have to take a certain amount constantly every few months to keep your age at a certain, area. So something like that. I don't know.
That doesn't sound anywhere near far-fetched enough.
That was the last one. I didn't say far. I'm not going. It's down there. I'm not going to go get it. But that's
so.
My,
here's a spoiler question.
Yeah.
Do people really have to take this all the time, or will one pill actually do it?
What I wrote out, the original people, the test people, have been alive and the same age for X amount of years. I don't know. I didn't think too much far into it. But yes, you have to go through and keep taking it for what the pharmacy is giving out. But they're watering it down from what I was thinking through it.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to keep that profit.
That's not nearly fictional enough. That is.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I would expect.
I guess it was too real. But yeah, I just do stuff like that. Just think through, like, hey, what if this happened? And then I just wrote it down and then drop it in my book and go off living my life.
See, that you're not a writer yet, because you can't just go off and live your life whenever you write down an idea like that, because you'll be driving somewhere and you just think about it again and go, son of a bitch, I can do something with that. Right? But I hate to say this, but Mike's brother Dan was absolutely correct. If you wait until you have time, you will never do it. So
I'm the exception to that rule, because I started because I figured I had the time, so why not try it and see if I could? So
and
not
have you?
Can you? Yeah, I can write romantic books, or at least chapters.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have you read that out loud. We have mentioned that so often.
No.
I'm going to bring a copy from home next time I go home, and I'm going to read part of chapter 18.
Dave Lawson did that once, and I just about ended the show because I did not want to hear it.
Dave cracks me up anytime he's on a live. He goes, and I wrote a story. Every time I get super excited for Dave writing a story. He wrote one, like, he was like, hey, he was going to have me in one of his stories. I got very excited. I'm like, cool, I'm going to be in a Dave story. And he killed me. He just killed me.
Word to the wise, if EL tells you you're going to be in his story, you might want to just say no. Just say no. Mike of the Peeling Head is coming out this summer. And I apparently do very bad things, and I pay for it.
Yeah. With EL, the first thing you got to ask is not what my name is going to be or anything. It's like, how am I going to meet my untimely and gruesome demise?
That's so funny.
So, yes, be wary of EL.
Yeah, I think for Dave, I think Big Bird murdered me. I think that's who killed me.
Nice.
No, Big Bird stabbed me, and another booktuber, I think, cut my head off, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not nice.
It was it was Chris, Bearded Book Beast.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I see that.
Okay, so I guess he didn't take off my head. I guess I was mistaken. But yeah, he just, I might come back. That'd be awesome. Yes.
You're nearly headless, Josh.
Nearly headless. I might come back.
So EL, she's talking about me here. That's okay, fine. But and dogs, oh my God, no.
Don't do the dogs, EL, man. There's been one franchise ever where it's survived after killing an animal like that.
What series are you talking about, Ro?
John Wick.
John Wick.
Right. The dog served a noble purpose.
Mm-hmm. I've not seen John Wick 4. I hear it's pretty good. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen 4. I do like watching them, though, because I really appreciate the fact that if you count how many shots he takes, he reloads. And he usually reloads with 1 or 2 left in the magazine, which I find really interesting, that they kind of did it to that level as opposed to the stupid Hollywood stuff where, a 15-round magazine is going off like an automatic machine gun. And he double taps, which is great. It's not one of those things where I shoot somebody and he falls down and I just assume he's dead. It's like, oh, no, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, and then we move on. And
it's a great series. I love it. I love it.
I don't know what this ballerina thing is going to be like, although that's been getting pretty decent reviews.
It has been getting a lot of good reviews, so I'm definitely curious. I don't know if is it a sequel technically, or is it kind of like
John Wick is in it, so it's in that same world. Okay. But I don't really know.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
You haven't seen John Wick?
No, dude.
It's
we both have the same like hand off to the side kind of thing going right now.
It's so good. It's just like,
how have you not seen John Wick?
It's intense, man. It's intense. It's what's that? Nobody. Have you seen Nobody?
I never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen? Oh, you got to watch Nobody. It has the Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
A few episodes.
Oh my goodness, you're killing me.
I started watching Breaking Bad a couple years ago because everybody was going on and on and on about it, And I watched half of the first season. It's like it's fine, but it's not something I want. I got other shit to do.
Yeah.
You must know that. I mean, between going to work and raising kids and reading 4 hours a night, there's something's got to give in that. And
no, I hear you. And it's usually TV because people go through and like, oh, you need to go through and watch. What's that Western show that everyone was talking about forever?
Westworld or
Westworld? Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah.
Like all my buddies were like, you got to watch Yellowstone, man. I'm like, how many seasons? No, I can't. I don't have 60 hours to catch up. I'm good.
So
it depends on the show, right? Because did you ever see that one on Apple TV called Severance?
So I don't have Apple TV, so no,
okay.
I haven't seen it.
Severance, the first season of that was really good. I think it came out just around the time of COVID. And then it was like 3 or 4 years before the second season came out, which I think was last year. And watching the second season, it's just like, I was talking to my son. It's like, do we learn anything new this episode? Because if we don't, tell me when we do, and I'll watch that episode, because it's just like slogging through hour after hour, and they're teasing you with things, right? But not actually giving you anything to kind of hang on to, and that drives me insane.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to tease me a little bit, that's fine. Cliffhangers, that's fine, but you've got to give me enough to want to keep coming back, and that show just did not.
Yeah, if I'm going to watch TV, I lean towards comedies. is what I tend to watch. So it's like Seinfeld, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, shows like that where I'm just like, I can turn on The Office, I could turn on a random episode and be good, giggle a little bit, and then go off my day. I don't have to get too invested into.
Well, let me ask you this, because if you have watched this show, then we have a point of contention possibly.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Did you like the final episode?
I didn't like the show.
Oh, well, never mind then. You really didn't like that show?
I thought the first half of the show was good. I think it dragged on too long. I think they could have ended it a lot sooner. The ending, I think if they would have ended the show when he actually met the mother and not when he was trying to convince his kids to spoilers.
Well, it's been long enough. I think we're okay.
But to get with Robin, I'm like, so the whole point of the show is you met Robin at the beginning. You went through the whole thing, had your ups and downs. You met the mother, had the kids, and then you're trying to convince your kids to let me be with your Aunt Robin. I didn't like the ending. I think they should have stopped when he actually met the wife under the umbrella out in the rain. I think it would have been nice to end there, personally.
I like the ending of How I Met Your Mother. I like the fact the daughter gets up and says, for 9 years, you've been telling us about all your skanky conquests, and, it's all been about Aunt Robin. Mom was barely in it, Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's a very self-aware kind of television program. Whereas Seinfeld, I've never got into Seinfeld.
You didn't get into Seinfeld? See, I love Seinfeld.
I just never really watched it. I've watched the odd episode here and there. If you take George and Elaine out, I could watch it all day. But it's something super annoying about that kind of Three's Company kind of vibe with the show, where someone walks in and they hear the back half of a conversation out of context, and then oh, Mr. Roper's dying, right? And hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld to me was just a lot of that, and just people being super annoying. And
I love it. I love it. I get it. I 100% get it. But I love it.
It's one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those shows that's just like yes or no.
Yeah. So do you like Friends?
It was all right when it came out.
Okay.
If you go back and watch it now, there's moments, right? But yeah, you go back and watch it now and you go, this is a really pale show.
I wasn't a fan of that show either.
So Josh, I want to go back because you said, if series are too long, you're like, no, I'm not going to watch that. Does this mean you have a limit in size of books that you will read, or is that only me?
That's just you, man.
So I will pick up any size book. So I'll start there. Like Brian Lee Durfee's book, his series right there.
We can see that.
Going up a little bit right there. There you go. Right there. The Durfee.
20 feet away, man. They're like this big.
The Durfee. Yeah.
We're old. We can't see.
Trust me. So I don't mind picking up a big book. I really needed to really get its claws into me for me to continue the book. I DNF'd Stormlight Archive because I felt it was dragging a lot. So I'm not like, I get why people love it. I'm very happy. I wish I loved it as much as everyone else does, but it's just not for me.
So, how about Wheel of Time? Have you ever thought about picking that up and reading it?
I read the first one in 2020, and I think I picked it up too soon. I think too soon in my reading journey of picking up Wheel of Time. I want to go back and try it. But I'm currently going through Christopher Rocchio's series. So right now I want to get through Sun Eater, and then I have Janie Wirt's series is what the next big series I want to get through. And then someday I do want to go through and get to Wheel of Time.
So with the exception of True Grit, do you mostly read fairly new stuff, or do you kind of go back into the classics at all? Mostly newer stuff, like 2000s and forward, to be honest. I
I've read a few classics. I do want to go through and read the Count of Monte Cristo. I've never gone through and read that. Love the movie. So it's on my need to go through and read this. I want to read War and Peace. I have a copy of that. I think the oldest book that I've read so far is Pride and Prejudice. I went through and read that again recently and loved it. It was such a good written book. You know, the love story in there is like, but the story is so well written. Like, you can tell, like, really tell why she's a classic.
I think part of the appeal of those books is just the use of language.
Mm-hmm.
The Brits have a very good, what they call turn of phrase, right? I mean, they can throw words together that if we tried to put those same words together would just sound stupid, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of, what about like The Hobbit?
So I read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, read those. I enjoyed it. It was fun. No one told me. So I watched the movies first. So I watched the movies
You watched
first.
The Hobbit movies?
Huh?
You watched The Hobbit movies?
I watched The Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings.
I'm very sorry you watched The Hobbit movies. Yeah, that was, yeah.
I thought they were rough, to be honest. But I went through and read the book, and no one told me before I picked it up about Bobbity, and no one told me at the end of Return of the Kings that half the book is them saying goodbye.
Well, I mean, they had 7 endings to Return of the King. You kind of should have figured something out.
It was just like, I was like, okay, I get it. What else is going to happen? It was like, nope, we're going to talk to everyone and say goodbye. So,
what did you say the first thing was that nobody told you about?
Is it Bobbity? The wood Bobbadil.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. I was going to say Bobbity. What the hell?
Bobbity, the wood guy, the guy in the tree.
Tom Bombadil, right? Who had no real reason. His big thing was he rented them a horse.
It was out of nowhere, and there was so much more singing in the book. No one told me about that. Like, it was still good. It was a good story.
The movies are horrible.
But I was just
Lord of the Rings movies were great.
Mm-hmm.
Right, top notch.
Really good.
But the Hobbit movies were just, there were too many of them. And then they just added in a bunch of stuff that was entirely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Josh, have you seen the 1970s cartoon version of The Hobbit?
Oh, yeah.
The Hobbit? No, but I saw the Lord of the Rings, the old school.
Oh, no.
Yeah, look up the Hobbit one. That's actually pretty
good. Hobbit one?
The Hobbit is excellent. I mean, it tells you the whole story and, doesn't have extraneous crap.
Nice.
Yeah. It's because it's animated, right? And they were probably high when they did it, and So. Yes, cool. Tim, it absolutely is. And that's a Canadian telling you that, so you know it's true, because Canadians are like Vulcans; they cannot lie.
And you can see if your kids will watch it with you.
I don't know, man. I try to get them to watch the Batman. So like the 90s Batman is what I grew up with. Tried to watch that. They didn't like it. I doubt it. I got very close to getting them to get into Star Wars, but they're not at that age yet where they can really invest in what's happening. So I got to wait probably another year or two before my oldest is actually caring. So I want to get them into Star Wars because I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Ooh, okay. Don't we have a Star Wars question?
So I've only seen the original, the prequel, and I watched the first newest one and said, this is dumb, and I stopped watching all the new stuff.
So you've watched A New Hope.
I watched A New Hope.
Did you watch Return of the Jedi?
Yep, I watched the original trilogy and the prequel.
Okay. All right. Which one was the prequel? Those were the Anakin ones, right?
The Anakin one, yeah.
Yeah, those were dumb as shit.
Your favorite character?
No, those are gold compared to the current, the whatever new series they put out.
The last one, I think, with Rey.
Yeah.
If you liked the first one, Episode 4, the original movie that came out, you kind of have to like the one with Rey because it's the exact same movie.
It's the same story. No, it's the same story. I was like, I've seen this already.
The main character, but otherwise it's almost exactly the same.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I stopped afterward. I was like, they're just trying to make money. So I didn't watch any of the other. I did. Okay, rephrase. I did watch the Solo movie. I did watch the Solo movie. Didn't like that one either.
You went one further than me. Then I stopped after the Rey movie, whatever that is.
Yeah.
What about Star Trek? Do you have any preference for that at all?
So no, I was never a Trekkie. I watched. I didn't watch that growing up. I did try to watch some of it as an adult, and I just couldn't really get into it.
So here's a question for you. This is dumb dad joke time. Your kids will appreciate this when you tell them.
All right.
How did Darth Vader know what Luke and Leia bought him for his birthday?
What's that?
He felt their presence.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I like it. I like it.
I got it. I'll be here all night, folks.
Jar Jar is the man. I don't know why people give him hate. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a little goofy.
I saw something the other day that said, like, if R2-D2 never got his, obviously he didn't get wiped, right? Because he still had that message in it for Leia and all that. Why didn't he just freaking tell Luke who his dad was? I mean, that's a take the Eagles over Mount Doom kind of question. It's a really big hole that it's just what you don't think about it right away, but when you do, it's like, oh, that's really obvious, and that should have been taken care of somehow.
Or C-3PO, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought about that. It's the same question. Why is Star Wars and Harry Potter the same story?
I've seen this comedian kind of go through that.
That's where I saw. As soon as I saw the comedian, I was like, I never put them together. It's literally the same story. It's crazy.
Well, it must be a great story because each of them made $1 billion off it. So
right. I just need if I ever decide to write a book, I'm just going to copy it and just change things up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to find out a new format to put it in. Do a Western maybe using that same premise. And,
there you go.
Yeah, or a romance.
Ooh,
an incestual romance where Luke and Leia actually get together and stay there.
There you go, Mike. That's it. That's your next book.
No, because they're brother and sister. And I mean, I grew up in Kentucky, so no, I'm not writing that because the comments will just stop.
It's too
they
real.
Themselves, don't they?
Too real. Oh man, so funny.
So, what do you have planned for your channel as you head toward the tail end of year one and start into year two?
Yeah, so I'm trying to. I'm thinking of a new series. So I did the Crichton verse. I have a new idea that I'm trying to mull over, and I have some ideas what I want to do with it. It's just how do I wrap it together. So I'm mulling through that. So that should be coming out hopefully later on this year once I figure out how it's going to make any sense. I'll tell you guys about it after, when we jump off, and you might give a good way to put it together. And then at the end of the year, I'm thinking about doing the award ceremony that everyone does, but I got an idea on making it a little bit different. So I'm trying to work on how that's going to work, but I have some ideas there also. So that's kind of my game plan for the rest of the year. Outside of that, it's normal stuff, reading indie books and yapping about it on the internet. That's pretty much the rest of the year's plan outside of those two things.
Do you ever be reading a book and just kind of stop and think to yourself, what would 16-year-old me say if he saw how much work and effort I'm putting into reading this book, and I don't even have a report due, but I'm going to go out of my way to make up all this stuff about it so I can tell it to people I can't see?
Yeah. So I was a jock growing up. I played football, baseball, basketball. I did all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it would have ragged on me really hard for reading.
Oh, you read, duh.
That's it's like, oh, you read? Why don't you just watch the movie? You can get it done in 2 hours. I was that guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, again, like The Hobbit is much faster to read than it is to sit there through over 6 hours of that nonsense movie.
Right. Right. Yeah. But yeah, my 16-year-old self would have been like, "Why are you wasting time? You can do anything else. Why are you reading a book? Is the book really that better?" I would have been that guy.
Stuck his own head in the toilet. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, random fun fact: in high school, I was a mathlete, because that's who I was. So I would always do the algebra homework or whatever, and the star basketball player, because we weren't big enough to have a football team, I'd always give it to him. He'd copy it, and now he's a calculus teacher in high school.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, how did you ever do that? I did all your homework. How did you ever pass?
Well, how many great math teachers did you know in high school?
We had one.
One, exactly. So
Right.
maybe he's just not that it. He's all the other ones.
He's also a basketball coach, so we'll wonder which one's more important.
So fine.
Bo, you're rude to yourself, man.
How's it going, Mark?
Are you just getting here?
Mark, welcome to the show. We're going to have you on as a guest.
All right, we got to stop talking about Mark. All right,
we're done then, I guess.
We're done. It's over with now.
What else we have? Did we want to try this thing again, Mike? The ball dome last night was unique.
Sure. Josh, do you have a favorite character you want to put into the Bald Dome, and you can decide how he would actually fare?
All right, so I got a question.
Okay.
Can I pick really any series I want, or does it have to be fantasy?
No, we don't care.
Okay, so I'm picking Jack Reacher.
Okay.
Human, no special powers. Okay.
Nothing, just Jack Reacher.
Okay.
Now, this is the Alan what's his name version, right?
Yep.
The TV show.
Yep.
Have you ever seen Blue Mountain State?
Yes, love that show.
I cannot get Thad out of my head when I watch Jack Reacher.
It's
funny that you love Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, I love it. He's like, I used to say I was so Thad, and so they start calling me Thad. Like, love that show. It's so fun.
For anybody who's never seen Blue Mountain State, it has no redeeming social value whatsoever. I watched it. It kept coming up on my Netflix, right? So I just I'll give it a shot and watch it. And 8 hours later, I'm just like, next episode, right? And so I said to my wife, I said, come watch this show with me. We'll start it over. And 15 minutes in, she's like, why would you think I would ever like this?
Did he get to the cookie race? The first episode?
Yeah. I don't think she made it that far. But yeah, it is a very funny show. But yeah, there's no socially redeeming quality to it. But it was interesting to see him as Reacher, and I do really like Reacher as well.
Did you so before we play the game, did you see the movie, the Blue Mountain State movie?
Return to Thadland or something?
Yeah,
I did. That was kind of disappointing, but
it was pretty ridiculous. Like the goat and Sammy scene, I was just like, it got crazy. It was a little bit a little bit intense. Like, no, Billy, stop, Billy. Like, I was just like, I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah, so Josh and I know what we're talking about. I don't know if anybody else does or not.
Sorry, we'll go back to this. I just
go watch it.
So crazy.
There's only 3 seasons of it. Just turn off your brain when you start watching it.
Yeah.
It really kind of goes back to those 80s like Porky's and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of that vibe because there's just a lot of gratuitous drugs and sex.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it there.
And crazy ideas. Never would have thought it.
Yeah.
The nonsense.
All right, Mike. So Jack Reacher goes into this little shop, and there's a discount barrel of potions, all colors of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
None of them have labels. You don't know what they do. But the guy tells you, he guarantees they're 100% effective.
All right. We're going with color. So Nico went with green yesterday. So yep. I'm going with blue today. We'll go with something a little different.
A blue fizzy potion in an Erlenmeyer flask, guaranteed to work.
Cool.
Okay, so Jack Reacher has been transported to the Enchanted Forest because I rolled a 1. on brand. So the trees tower like ancient guardians with their twisted roots blanketed in luminescent moss. Wisps of ethereal light drift between the branches, and a silver stream gurgles gently, winding through ferns and wildflowers that hum with magic. It's not done yet. ChatGPT is very chatty. Hidden among the roots, glittering gemstones and forgotten relics of elven craftsmanship lay half-buried, while sapphire-feathered songbirds flit from branch to branch, singing melodies that shimmer in the air. I don't know how you can sing a melody that shimmers in the air, but ChatGPT says it does. So that is where Jack Reacher's at, just where he would normally hang out.
Yeah. Normal Tuesday for Jack. Yeah.
So he has his potion, which was a 7. Okay. Interesting. So now you have a choice for Jack. He can have a regular item, or he can have a weapon. If he gets a regular item, he will face a regular animal. If he gets a weapon, he will face a fantasy creature. Which do you want?
We're going to go with just a regular item because it's Jack Reacher. He'll make anything into a weapon. So we'll go with any regular weapon or regular item.
Okay, so he gets blacksmith tongs.
Oh, man, I was going to give him a paper plate.
All right.
I mean, if there's one higher, you would have got a hoe, but blacksmith tongs it is. So now he is in this enchanted forest, wandering around, wondering how the hell he got there and what's he supposed to kill. And as he's looking at the gemstones and watching the shimmering music, he notices that there is an ostrich in this forest that is just giving him the evil eye.
And it's standing on the body of his dead brother.
Yes. And so it's staring at you. It hasn't moved at you yet, but there you are with your blacksmith tongs and your potion, and the ostrich, which is staring death notes at you. So what does Jack Reacher do?
Okay, how big's the ostrich? Is it a normal size ostrich, or is it like normal size ostrich? Okay. And there's nothing around him. It's just normal wood, trees, tongs, potion in one hand.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And we don't know what's in the potion, right? I have no idea what's in it. It works.
But just for anybody who thinks this is nothing, ostriches are the most dangerous bird on the planet for humans.
Yep.
In South Africa alone, they kill 2 to 3 people a year.
Yeah.
Yes, they can kill a lion with one kick.
Yeah. Jack.
I researched it for my book. Yeah. I researched this for Desperate Dispatches because I put an ostrich in there because why not?
All right. He's going to start trying to walk back very slowly, but keeping his eye on the ostrich as she's slowly backing away from this thing.
Ostrich is going to follow. He's going to approach.
And they're fast.
Okay. Is he sprinting at me, or is he just walking slowly?
No, he's just walking. His head's kind of bobbing, and you got it.
Okay. All right. So I tried walking. Now, even if I'm dodging through the trees, I'm trying to go through. Like I'm going sideways. He's still following me around.
Yeah, he's interested in you.
Okay.
Don't know why, but he is.
Okay. Is he? And he looks aggressive, like he's ready to like attack me, or is he interested in me? Like what face is he?
Dude, ostriches always look aggressive. They just
he's always giving that.
They just look like a nun in first period. They just look pissed at the world.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the best thing for Jack to do is he's going to keep the tongs because this is gonna be my weapon. He's gonna have to drink the potion. He's gonna roll the dice.
Okay, I was hoping you'd do that. It is the filter of love. It causes the drinker to fall deeply in love with the next creature.
I'm not doing this again, Mike.
Oh, so this is the romance episode. I appreciate it. So Mike's doing well in his chapter 18. All right, so I'm in love now with the ostrich.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Well, obviously, since I love the ostrich and I'm Jack Reacher, I'm going to try to go give it a hug.
Okay. It's going to just try to peck at you with its beak first. And Rail, what do I need to roll?
Well, if he's walking up to it, I don't know, like an 8.
7.
Nope. Run off the table. 16.
Well, there you go.
It's going to be a 2, I think, but it went off the table, so I had to re-roll.
Yeah, so 16 will, I would think that kind of damage would make him reconsider the whole love thing.
Love hurts.
That's got to hurt a lot.
Okay.
So now you have blood oozing out of the top of your head.
Top of my head. All right, so blood's coming down. Okay, so Jack is going to try to serenade the bird. He's going to try to sing to it. He's going to try to seduce the bird, is what he's going to try to go through and do.
Oh, I love this idea. What do I roll? You don't have to sing. Please don't sing.
I'm not singing, but
18.
Go 20. Come on, baby.
18.
You got 18?
I did.
The ostrich kind of pulls back like he's thinking about it. She, I guess, I don't know. Have you checked yet?
You could tell by the plumage.
I think you should roll for which gender it is, Mike.
Okay.
D6 off, male, even female. Not like it matters. It's an ostrich.
Doesn't matter.
5. It's a male.
Even better, Jack still loves it, man. It's his buddy.
Hey, it's 2025.
Let it be, man.
Okay, so the bird has put off his game a little bit, I guess. What do you want to do now?
All right, so am I close enough to it where?
Oh yeah. You're
touching me in the head.
distant.
So I got blood coming down my face while I'm singing him a beautiful melody. And he's
Okay.
like, "Oh wow, I didn't know Jack Reacher, this muscular dude, can sing."
What a
So
strange person.
it's what a strange thing. So I start caressing the side of his face again because I'm in love with it, and caressing the side of it and trying to hug it again like it's my lost pet that I haven't seen in a long time.
18, Mike.
Come on,
18?
Mike.
17.
Come on, Mike.
Oh, well, I rolled a 5, so it really doesn't matter.
It just clamps right onto your wrist. And
Am I
doing
still in love with it, or did it
unspeakable
kind of
things.
go away yet?
I am thinking you are not anymore because it is just grinding the hell out of your wrist. Not in a good way.
So it got my head. Is it?
Yeah. So the potion, your loss of blood, the potion has lost its effect. Yeah.
All right. So then I'm grabbing. So it's at my arm. It's like destroying. I'm probably not going to have an arm anymore.
Right here. Wrist.
My wrist. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's attacking my wrist. So he's like eating my wrist. I'm going to grab the tongs and try to jab it in the eye. Is what I'm going to try to go through and do.
Ooh.
You go specifically to the eye?
In the face area. In the face.
12, Mike.
Going big.
15. Okay.
You are successful.
It does break away from your wrist as it stumbles backwards a little bit. And he's pissed.
As it's stumbling backwards, I'm sprinting at it and I'm going to try to tackle it and trying to break its neck with the tongs in my hand. Like I'm going to town.
Okay. Mike,
Yes.
to see that, I'm assuming that ostriches kick backwards with force, 500 psi.
No, they kick forward.
Ooh.
So it's going backwards and I'm going this way.
But it can kick forward. Okay.
But all momentum is going backwards. So
It's
Right,
falling
understand. So 16 to hit with a kick. And if it hits you,
why are we worried about 16? 8.
yeah, okay. He doesn't actually fall, but he slips a little bit, so you should be able to get to him very easily.
All right, I'm going for it. Jack's going for it. He's going for the neck.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
What do you get?
14.
Yeah, all right. I mean, it's off balance. He's charging forward. It's got this big long neck. What do you do with the big long neck?
We're grabbing the neck and I'm jabbing the neck with the tongs.
Okay.
Like the sharp end of the tongs.
Rather than, drag this out, it's not a spork. They're tongs.
The tongs, don't you have like you don't like there's little pokey parts on the tongs, isn't there?
Those
Am I
are
thinking of
things
the
you
wrong
flip
tongs?
over. Yeah.
Oh man, my mind the wrong thing. Let me look it up.
I mean, it depends what kind of tongs it is. It's up to Mike, really. Yeah, you do need a dice cam.
Yeah, look, you can do some damage with the blacksmith tongs now.
All right, blacksmith tongs.
There.
Well, it is no more. It ceases to be. It has snuffed it.
11.
You showed me this bird, and it's dead. It ceases to be.
Okay. So you have defeated the ostrich, and you take the singing birds that you can see their music because, why not?
And you can taste color. Because what the hell?
And it tastes like chicken.
Awesome. So Reacher's armless, but
one of his arms is pretty bad shape.
Yeah, he was in love. His heart got broken, and then he went sour very quickly.
A broken-hearted Jack Reacher.
That's the story of his life, though, isn't it?
It's another adventure of Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher season 4.
What will his team think of that? You were trying to do what to an ostrich? Mother never tell you not to drink things that don't have labels on them. All right. Well, Josh, thank you very much for wasting an hour of your reading time with us. We appreciate it. Folks, his YouTube channel has been scrolling across there for an hour, so go check him out. If you haven't hit like and subscribe to us yet, please do that. I don't think we'll catch you now, but
Well, fellas, I appreciate you having me. This was a lot of fun. It was a good time talking nonsense, talking about all kind of fun things.
We excel at nonsense. What? When are we back, Mike?
We are interviewing R.E. Sanders on Saturday at 3 p.m., I believe. Maybe it's 3 p.m.
This is from the UK?
Yep.
All right.
And the man knows his way around weapons and how to actually use them. So, yeah, if you have questions, you should ask him. Or you can ask Dave Lawson. He did a video on it, the 5 moves of swordplay that can never be defeated. You should watch his video. It's very educational. I did all my fight scenes wrong.
And I will be back in Blacksburg on Saturday. So I think I have a copy of Mike's book lying around somewhere. I might do a reading from chapter 18.
No, you will not.
I think you should. I'm very curious, honestly, about what's in chapter 18.
Oh, you should not be. I promise you I will never write anything that cringy ever again.
You don't want your kids to read it. Let's just throw that out there.
Let me just say that I had an audiobook narrator lined up, and he came back. He's like, "No, I'm not doing this. I feel comfortable reading that." And
it wasn't really even sexy at all, right? I mean, it wasn't what you would call spicy.
It was just sad.
Yeah, it was much more in line with just teenager with issues.
Sad, humiliating. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it's in there twice, 2 chapters in a row because I screwed up when I did it. So 18 and 19, same chapter, just a different number.
So if you've got cringed out the first time, you can try it again. Maybe it will be better. All right, EL sent you some books.
Awesome, EL, you're the man, buddy.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Understand you have other things you could be doing with your time. We really do appreciate you hanging out with us. And Mike?
It is time to go. It's time to wave awkwardly.